Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing some more Testhands here for the Sacred Beast deck that I've built to be a bit more competitive in this particular format. So without further ado, let's just get started. Alright, so here's our opening hand. As you can see, a bit different here. Definitely a very slow hand, that's for sure, because we could really just do one thing, and that is we normal summon out the Chaos Summoning Beast, and this simply allows us to tribute, allowing us to bring out our Uriah. We could then after that banish off the Chaos Summoning Beast, allowing us to search for a Fallen Paradise. So let's just quickly look out for it over here. And we're simply going to activate it, and we will special summon out our Exodius. But prior to that, we have Uriah on the board, so while we do that, we might as well draw off the Fallen Paradise. So let's shuffle our deck. And now let's draw two cards off Fallen Paradise, so 1 and 2. Wow, actually that's not particularly the most amazing, but we're going to activate one of them anyway, so we could banish off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we'll draw 2 additional cards over here. So here's our 10 cards that we banished. Let's take a quick look at what we actually lost. Not too bad. It doesn't look like it's anything that's going to be too significant. Because we do play multiples of these cards, so that's great. But they just stay there banished, and of course we get our 2 new cards. We have Awakening, nice, and we have here a Dimensional Fusion Destruction, so that's very fantastic. But I think for the time being we could easily just rank up into whatever we want. So in this particular case, since we are going first, we want to play a bit more on the defensive side of things. So I'm thinking the best choice we could actually go for here is the number 81, Super Dreadnought, because if you go into any of your other cards, your opponent can easily just destroy them or pop them. Whereas if you go for your number 81, then you essentially get defense out of that as well. A protective effect, if you must say. But yeah, you put it in defense, it's at 4000 defense here. There's no way the opponent can get through, and of course you could easily just set down your Awakening and that would still be very fine. But even then, this is looking really good, because you have to consider that it's more so about your future turn plays as well, because you have cards like Pot of Desires to follow up on your next turn. You have cards like Fallen Paradise allowing you to summon out more, and of course you have a few of these other cards here letting you just go for future plays as well. So it's not like you're completely empty out on your options, because if this gets destroyed somehow, then Uriah will be in the graveyard. You could somehow try to find a way to dump off the Hamon or the Raviel in your deck into your graveyard as well and go for your Dimension Fusion. So you have plenty of options available. It is definitely quite fine with this particular board here, but let's move on to a different test stand. Alright, so here's our opening hand, a bit different. I wanted to do test hands going first one more time because the previous one was just really short. But I would also like to quickly remind you guys that if you're enjoying this video so far, definitely drop a like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It really does help for this. But with that being said, let's continue and see what we can do here. We have our Dark Beckoning Beast. We could easily summon that out, allowing us to go for, let's see, we could add whatever we want. In this particular case, I'm actually thinking I want to add maybe, let's go, well, since we're going first, I could bring out these two, and then we could also go for some other plays as well, which would be great. So I'm thinking the first card we'll go for here is the Dark Summoning Beast. And should we go for the Dark Summoning Beast? Yeah, why not? We'll go for the Dark Summoning Beast. We're also going to normal or activate the opening of the Spirit Gates. And this will allow us to search for, let's see here. I'm thinking about going for the Chaos Summoning Beast. That would be an option as well. So perhaps I'll go for that. Yeah, I'll go for that for the time being. So we're going to go for Chaos Summoning Beast. as our, we're gonna summon out Dark Summoning Beast first by tributing this. This will bring us the Dark Summoning Beast, we'll tribute that off, allowing us to special summon out one of our Sacred Beasts. So in this case, we have quite a few options. We have the Raviel already here, but I'm thinking let's go for our second Raviel from our deck. Right, so in this particular case, we're just gonna special summon that out, wherever it is, right over here. And then from that, what we're going to do here is we're going to take Opening of the Spirit Gates, and we're going to just simply discard and special summon this back out. We're also going to go for the Chaos Summoning Beast, tributing that off, allowing us to summon out our Hamon. We can also then banish off Chaos Summoning Beast and Dark Summoning Beast, and both of them will allow us to add our specific cards that we need. So in this case, I'm thinking we're going to firstly add the Fallen Paradise, and then we're going to add here a Uriah. So we're just going to look for Uriah and see what we have, wherever it is. Here it is. So the reason why I wanted to add Uriah to the hand is because on our next turn we could easily just use Opening of the Spirit Gates, discard the Uriah to the graveyard kind of like as fodder, and that would be fantastic. But we also have the Fallen Paradise, I'll activate it, protecting these two right here. So now we're going to shuffle our deck because we're going to be drawing a bunch of cards. Alright, so now we're going to draw some cards here. So I'm thinking let's draw 2 cards from the Fallen Paradise first. 1 and 2. Alright, so nothing particularly there yet, but I'm thinking if we activate the second one, we could add our second copy of Dark Beckoning Beast, and then for our next turn we could go with the Chaos Core combo, which would be absolutely fantastic. But we can easily just also activate a Law of Darkness right now as well. So I'm going to activate it, draw 2 cards. 1, nice, and 2, wow, another one of these. Not what we wanted, but it's fine. I'm just going to get rid of the Raviel because we honestly already have one, so there's no point in actually going for it. And if we have like an escape from the Dark Dimension, we could easily just bring it back anyway, so it's already kind of set up in that particular case. But with that being said, you have 2 more search cards over here you could draw on your next turn, and now you're about to set off your Awakening, because on your next turn when you activate this, you're essentially getting negates now because you have your Sacred Beast out on the board. You put this in defense so that your opponent would want to attack this, and it's just all looking great, but you have plenty of recovery plays on your following turn anyway. This is looking really amazing as an opening setup. Alright, so here is a turn 2 hand. Definitely very interesting because while these 2 cards are great for your first turn, yeah, it is kind of interesting. I mean, it does look like a really good first turn test hand as well, but since we are going second, I'm going to try and do a few things that are a bit different here. But we have these 2 cards, which is kind of great, of course, because either way we could just set them and just prepare for the next turn, which is absolutely amazing. So we're just going to set this. We know that we can't use them this turn anyway, but we have over here our Dark Beckoning Beast, and we also have our Opening of the Spirit Gates, which is very fantastic, of course. So in this particular case, you don't want to go for your Dark Summoning Beast. Since you're going first, you want to be able to attack. So what are you going to add with the Dark Beckoning Beast? Well, we're obviously going to add here our Chaos Summoning Beast, and we also have our Opening of the Spirit Gates here, allowing us to potentially add our Raviel, Lord of Phantasms, the Shimmering Scraper, which is fantastic, of course. So now we're going to go for our second normal summon. We're going to summon out the Chaos Summoning Beast, and from that, what are we going to do? Let's go for, how about we go for a Link Summon first. We're going to link off these 2, allowing us to then go for our, yeah, we'll link it off, and this will definitely be great because we can go for Pentastag, and then from there we have an additional card anyway. So we have Opening of the Spirit Gates. I'm going to discard the Hamon, and we're going to special summon back out our Chaos Summoning Beast. Chaos Summoning Beast will tribute itself, allowing us to then special summon out our Raviel. Right over here, we are going to activate Chaos Summoning Beast from the graveyard, banishing it off to the, well, banish the zone, and we're gonna add our Fallen Paradise, wherever it is, right over here, and we're gonna just shuffle our deck as well. Alright, so here we're going to activate our Fallen Paradise, and because we have Raviel already on the board, we may as well just draw 2 cards off that as well. So draw 1, Hyperblaze, and draw 2, a Chaos Summoning Beast, which allows us to play for next turn as well with the opening of the Spirit Gates, which would be quite fantastic. So that's wonderful, because if our opponent destroys the Fallen Paradise, we still have the Chaos Summoning Beast to follow up on that, which is just absolutely brilliant. But of course we could set our Hyperblaze as well. I mean, at this point your opponent has 3 back row that they have no clue about. They're going to be really scared just looking at this, really intimidated. But now we could also just go for our Raviel, Shimmering Scraper, discard it, allowing this to double its attack, allowing it to attack every monster out there. And because Pentastag is here, it also gets piercing damage as well. You're going for an OTK right off the bat, just really amazing. And even if you can't OTK, you have your other cards to follow up, like Awakening to negate some stuff. You have Fallen Paradise already protecting Raviel. You have a Hyperblaze just in case. You have Opening to follow up with the Chaos Summoning Beast. We have here even the Escape from the Dark Dimension to summon out more monsters. It's just looking really, really good right now. So this is something that I'm truly stunned about. So yeah, definitely let me know what you guys actually thought about these test hands. Do you think everything turned out well? And what would you actually do differently about this? However, with that being said, I do hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you all next time.